guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. We are getting ready to go back around the zodiac. So we're going to start with Aries in the house 1, the house of individuality, self-image, approach to life. Let me look here. There's some other stuff too. I said this in the last video, but you might be new here. So physical appearance, traits, characteristics, first impressions, ego, and general outlook. So that is the house Aries rule. So I am doing a little different of a spread this time, you guys. We're going to do an elemental star spread that I found in the Blue Angel Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, who has awesome creations. We're going to go ahead and start with the singing bowl, you guys. We're going to say the little prayer. You can skip over this and go straight to the reading if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to go ahead and go down here to the singing bowl, guys. And take some deep breaths. And thank you, Spirit, for your guidance, protection, and unconditional love. I'm grateful for all known and unknown, seen and unseen, divine energy guiding, allowing, and protecting us as we receive these messages with an open heart and mind. I pray these messages of healing and protection will reach those who need them and those who will fully embrace and express their own divine energy for the highest and most loving good. As we walk on the path of love, healing, and redemption, may your healing light touch, taint, and transmute all darkness with understanding, acceptance, and faith in the holy light of love. Amen. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, guys, and we are going to get ready to do this reading. All right, let's get centered here. All right. Okay, guys, so I got some different decks out here, and we are going to start with this spread. So this is a 6-card pull here, and we are going to go ahead and use the Cosmosis Tarot. It's a really nice deck that I just got. These are all relatively new except for the Surrender deck, which I may pull out of if we need to. We'll just see how the reading goes. This first card is going to be the earthly issue or the matter at hand. And we got a flipper. And we got the sun. That's awesome. The sun. This is really nice. This is good. Okay, so we got a really nice energy here. The matter at hand is the sun. This is clarity. This is seeing things clearly. This is safety. This is security. This is happiness. This is all kinds of good things, the sun card. There's also a man playing a flute in this, which is popping out at me. All right. This is going to be the water part of the elemental spread, and this is the way that this makes you feel. The effects on your emotional body. Ooh, are we doubting our own happiness or the clarity that we have? Because this is the 9 of Swords. This is having a lot of anxiety. You might be seeing something really clearly or actually be really happy and conflicted about that. That is what I'm getting so far. This is also the full moon energy in this card. So there's something here about this full moon. I'm trying to think. this full moon is. I think it's the new moon right now, actually. So, around the full moon here, you could be seeing something very clearly. Maybe something, we're going to get more on this. Let's see what your, the air energy, and this is how it affects your thoughts. It's making you feel, it feels so good until I pulled out that 9 of Swords. And this is anxiety. Let's see, you're thinking, oh, reflection. This could be about a relationship too. There could be something you're seeing here that's reflecting back to you, kind of a shadow aspect of yourself. But something's becoming very clear. You're seeing something very clear, and it's making you feel anxiety about it. Maybe it's a lot. It's a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts. It's like overwhelming thoughts. But it's actually trying to show you something. I think you know that it's like a shadow aspect. There's something here that's, this is interesting because I've been getting this message. I don't know, it's been a while, but like an illusion type energy. But this is something real. It's something you're seeing. It's something you're seeing clearly. And it's something about yourself, something that's self-reflective, that is giving you a lot of anxiety. And that's what I'm getting. Let's see in the fire. This is what you may need to surrender or embrace for this sun energy. Enthusiasm. It's the Ace of Wands, you guys. Okay, so there's a lot coming in here. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of spiritual energy. There's a lot of big picture energy. You're seeing something, a big picture of something, or seeing something like maybe before you were only seeing part of it, and now you're seeing that you're a part of it. Like it's reflecting something back at you that's real about yourself. And it could be leaving you like, whoa, like something's being illuminated through actual seeing it, physically actually seeing it, and also in yourself. With the moon here, it's also you're recognizing the connection to what you're seeing. It could be a manifestation, something like that, that you're seeing happening, that you know that you've kind of already seen. It's very interesting. I'm getting that. This is what lies in your heart, and this is a whole learning cycle. You could be looking at a big cycle here, something that has been it's felt rough, but looking at it now, it's offering you some new, like a new spiritual beginning, a new understanding of spirit, God. This feels really big, and it feels like it could be directing you back to home, back to a very sacred spiritual place. And this could be even to, there's a turtle in this, and it's coming through as this turtle kind of heading back to its home where it was born. And this could be you going back to yourself, where you, like a rebirth is kind of what I'm feeling, like a rebirth energy. But this could actually be going back home too. The culmination of these is contribution. Yes, so this is definitely something about like many lifetimes, many years of your life, many family members. This is the Ten of Pentacles. It's how has this contributed to this, and this led to this, and how is that in me now, and how am I carrying that, and what do I do with this gift or this spiritual energy. There's an energy. It's like something that's been passed through generation to generation that you're carrying. And it's like you're now finally seeing this, like, and it comes through as kind of have been being like hidden or a shadow aspect of yourself, but yet it's just seeing that. It's like it's been hidden from you. That's what I'm feeling like. Something that's been carried, passed down generation to generation has been almost hidden from you, and you've now discovered it. And it's kind of upsetting because there's a feeling here of it. You kind of maybe wishing you had known this or felt this or understood this before, but now you do. And there's a full circle of understanding that something that was kind of hidden or eclipsed from you is being shown to you now. And it's something about, it feels like the feminine energy. This could be your mother's bloodline. This could just be your own feminine energy coming to, because we do have this Ace of Wands, and I see just the fallopian tubes and going back to this womb, this sacred place that you always return to. And maybe it's even a recall, like past life recall, or just recalling like through your DNA. I'm getting that DNA energy, and I have been kind of rabbit holing is what I call it, but it's channeling, and it's going down rabbit holes, and it's doing a lot of work this morning especially about this. And I go down rabbit holes in like all texts, religious texts, spiritual texts, books, cosmic stuff, like a lot of stuff, and it's all connected. And it's like it's like seeing something that you're connected to and have been connected to throughout multitudes upon multitudes of generations. This could be seeking that spiritual or that religious connection to books, religious texts, different cultures, stuff like that. I am feeling that. So that Ten of Pentacles is your contribution to that. And what is your contribution? And we're going to get more on that. And then on the bottom we got Temperance. This has been an energy that's also been being profoundly felt, at least in my experience here. There is a fox and an owl in this, and the fox, it's not through me it's been coming through, but it's been coming through people that are talking about the fox in my life. And the owl is one of my spirit guides, or my animal guides, totems or whatever, and the fox also being the trickster. And it's interesting because I was just going down the rabbit hole about this and the trickster gods and the way our DNA could have been. It's a whole multitude of things, you guys, like could have been. And it's like realizing that you're a part of something that maybe you may have deemed bad or shadowy or negative, and realizing that that's part of you, and that that's actually a really important part of you, and it's like kind of a home place. That's what I've been getting. This is very interesting. It's identifying yourself as the truth, and being clear about what you are, who you are, and seeing something reflected back at you that it may have been hidden, and it's becoming very clear now of like where you came from. Or you could you could just be seeking that truth. I know I do this in my life. I've been seeking truth. I think we all are seeking the truth of these stories and these things that have been passed down to us from generation to generation, these stories and these themes of being a part of something much bigger, and like what part of it is it, and what parts are we actually being shown. There's an eye in this card that's popping out at me, and he's holding this eye, and it's looking right back at you, but yet there's all this other stuff going on around this one sight. And then there's like this atlas, like kind of holding up this world, but it's all seen through your eyes, your perception. Something about that is important here too. What's your contribution to the bigger picture? And this goes back. This is like seeing into deep-seated, like this could be like DNA stuff, Akashic Records stuff. This is really feeling big, you guys. So we are going to get some more cards on this before I get too far into this. All right, let's see what else comes out on this Aries energy, the self. And it's a kind of neat. I've been doing these by the houses. And the self is how we identify ourselves. What is our self-image? What have we been taught to think about what we are, who we are, where we come from? And questioning that, maybe seeking the truth or finding the truth within yourself, knowing it. But maybe have even judged it as something bad when it wasn't, or something shadowy, or something hidden, and it's there in plain sight when you look in the mirror. That's what I'm getting. It's interesting. And we got, yes, the Fool, a new journey, the Sun, and the Fool. stepping out and having trust and faith. Oh, it's so interesting because I was also reading about, and I always have went back and reread like different books in like all the Bibles, I call them, but like right now I'm reading the Tanakh, or the Torah, and the Torah is part of the Tanakh, and it's going back to, you know, of course it's a Jewish text in the religion, but kind of all religions kind of lead us back to one place, and that's ourselves and our place in the universe. And this is those three birds, this triangle, this trinity, and it's interesting because when was it Abraham was worried about his bloodline, him not having children, which he ended up having many children, we know, and is known as Abraham now by this book. I try not to do the labeling and stuff, but these are stories and these are legends, and it doesn't mean they aren't truth either. But there's one bird that was allowed to like survive out of these animals that the Lord laid in front of him and split him in half, and he fell into a deep sleep, and then he was promised. It's just a long story, you guys, but this has been interesting because this is what's been coming up this morning, and it's this this trinity, this understanding, this trust in the workings of multiple energies, beings, to lead you in the direction that is meant for you and that you're guided towards, like a guiding light. And I was talking about 3 different energies. This came up earlier, and it was the outsider energy, the homeborn slave energy, and then of course the energy of Abraham himself. It was very interesting. It gets very deep, you guys. But I am gonna, this is a new deck, and this is the tarot deck of the Sufi tarot. And oh wow, very interesting. 4 of Swords, this rest, this recuperation on the bottom. Oh, okay, so we got Trinity, and I'm going to read these, you guys, because I really am, this is the deck, and we're going to go ahead and read that. It's a journeyer, a wayfarer on the spiritual path. And though known as the full and traditional tarot, the Salik is anything but. She represents the childlike innocence of the soul in search of truth. And this is what I'm feeling, a search for truth. Deep-seated home truth. Like, where did I start? Where did I begin? Where did I come from? And seeing a glimpse of it through yourself, through your own eye, through your own lineage. Maybe even seeking information and more on that. And it's kind of mind-blowing or overwhelming. And it actually has, you know, positive and negative. And there's just a feeling of being overwhelmed and having anxiety about this. And this also then leading to strength. And it has this lion in it. And then we got the 2 doves also in this Malika of Swords. And this is, I believe, like the Queen of Swords coming through as finding the truth, seeking the truth, and needing to be strong to face like that part of ourselves that isn't like the 2 parts of ourselves. I look at this next card too, a lot of the times it's like, and it is like our ancestors and stuff, and like things they've done, or deep-seated fears or anxieties we have from the past, and the kind of primal beginning. I'm going to go ahead and just continue reading this, you guys, because this is crazy. It's kind of going with like everything I was already thinking about today and going through. And it's not the first, and it won't be the last, because this is definitely a journey of seeking the truth of who we are, where we come from, what our part is in this universe, in this place. Finding that more expanded reach and truth. And yet it starts with something as small as ourselves, and doing the work and doing the research and and it's like deep research. It's like deep, it's not just reading books, but it's connection. It's connection to those stories, to those legends, to those books, to those people, to those everything. This feels like a really big connection energy. She represents the childlike innocence of the soul in search of truth, Here we see her taking the first step of her journey, propelling herself forward into a vast expanse of sand that lies in front of her. Leaping into the void without knowing what lies ahead, while harboring full faith or perhaps naivety that she will be taken care of. And yes, this promise, that we'll be taken care of, that we will always be led back home, always be taken back home. She represents the sprawling desert scape represents unlimited potential, and she prances towards it, drawn to the magnetism of that which lies ahead in total surrender. She is safe and she is protected, and she knows it. When this card appears to you, you are being guided to your own state of tawakkul. Tawakkul. I cannot pronounce these words. Complete trust in the divine is what it means. There is something unknown before you, and you are being asked to be open to new experiences and leave behind any outdated belief systems that keep you from moving forward. Just as the Salik travels lightly with no belongings except her bag of truth, you are being asked to lighten your load and to unlearn by going deeper into your heart and excavating beliefs and patterns not aligned with your higher good. Even if they're a part of you, even if you know there's things that you're carrying and are a part of you, it's asking you to pick the things that are in alignment with you, in alignment with what you want, it's your truth. And I feel like it's the feminine energy too. It says, when you untie the knots left in your mind and heart by previous experiences, there is a healing of your soul. When you learn to surrender and make yourself vulnerable and open to unexpected outcomes, you are carried forth effortlessly on your journey. I love that. I move forward towards my life's purpose with joy and ease, knowing I am divinely guided and protected. And then we got that strength card also coming in. Maybe I'll just read the shorter, but this is the Fool and the Strength card, taking a lot of courage, strength, confidence. This also refers back to a more innocent state of being. I'm feeling that innocence all over this, going back to feeling innocent. Maybe there's a lot of anxiety about what's been revealed to you, the truth, maybe the truth of yourself, and you are having to tap into that strength and that protection and that innocence, that it's like, man, all this stuff might have been passed down through generation to generation, and my contribution, I feel, maybe bad about. Maybe I feel some remorse and some anxiety, maybe even some guilt about my lineage's contribution or my just human family's contribution. But there's a feeling here of going back to the natural, the nature, there's a strong feeling here. And then the Malika of Swords. Let me look here. Yeah, it's like, it is like the Queen of Air. And she is related to the mind, and like the Formless, she is unrestrained by societal conventions. She has been tested through life's trials and finds no reason to conform to or be confined by anyone's expectations. She's all about communication and truth, logic and proof, prioritizing the head space over the heart space. Her sword of truth, her moral compass, lights her path. She has experienced what Rumi describes as spiritual cooking. She has been burned, dissolved, and transformed into something new, like dry, hard chickpeas that must be boiled before they soften and provide nourishment. She has been through a fire and emerged strong, wise, and self-aware. Yes, there's something very, you're very aware of here about yourself, maybe your family, your lineage, truths that have been revealed to you, maybe deep within, maybe through your experience. And it's just like, now I'm going to choose to have faith in my innocence. I'm going to have faith in the process. I'm going to have courage to speak my truth, own my truth, and return to my truth. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get a couple of these. We're going to get 2 of these for in between here. So it's just kind of, this layout that I'm doing, you guys, is kind of going down deeper and deeper and deeper into the spiritual. It starts out kind of physical and all seen and understood up here, and then it gets a little more complex towards the bottom here, because this is the energetic, spiritual background stuff that is deeper. It could be very religious, very spiritual to you. Going very, very deep. And we got that cosmic womb. I knew I was feeling that, you guys. The cosmic womb, right between and right. It's like being shown. It's like being told who your real mom and dad are or something when you've been being raised by a whole nother energy and family. And it's like being, and this is what it's been feeling like we are contributing to something here that may not even be like our true like nature, like our true birth, our true reason for being here. Like it's like figuring out that you're free not to like, you're free to choose what you contribute to and what you see in yourself. It doesn't have to be what others see in you. It's what you see in you and what you know about you. And following that, it is the divine feminine, the cosmic womb. This is a return to the divine feminine self, the divine part of the self that is the mother, the guide. Oh, yes, and then we got repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Between the strength and the Malika of Swords, we got this me talks. This is releasing. This is cleansing. This is purifying all of the old beliefs, all of the anxieties, all of the toxins too. This is eating healthy. You're taking care of yourself so you can receive the truth and find your way back to that soul self. This is feeling very big and powerful, you guys. We got the dragon's hoard on the bottom, protecting the future. Interesting. It also looks like a womb energy. The same like little fetus or light is encapsulated and being protected for the future. There's something here coming in and asking you to look really, really, really deep. And it's going to take courage and strength. And you're going to have to look at it with a pure and innocent heart. And there may be some releasing of conditions, beliefs, toxic thoughts, maybe about yourself, your lineage, maybe your existence in general, you guys. This is big, and I feel this. This has been a big energy in the air. To be strong and courageous and fierce. Knowing, hey, I went through all of this. I've contributed. And now I am going to do what I know is right for not just me, but for the future. There's something here huge. This feels collective, actually. This feels like big. I'm going to read the Cosmic Womb and the Me Talks. Wow. Creativity and the divine feminine. If you've had a difficult time in a recent memory, feeling dry and stagnant or lost and unsupported, this is changing right now. You will feel newly inspired as so many ideas beckon to your attention. Know that you're safe to explore the expression of your rejuvenated creativity. Release all judgment as your curiosity is piqued. Yes, there's something here seeking, finding, looking for, going back to. And you're looking at it within yourself, and you want to express this. You may want to really get this off of your mind, get this off of your chest. It's not letting anything scare you or put you into a place where you don't embrace this spiritual truth, which is like two different truths together expressing themselves. This is interesting. If you've had a difficult time, release all judgment as your curiosity is piqued. You're in the most fertile cycle of your life right now. Intuitively keen with a heart wide open. That's the Strength card. And you may be kind of closed off to this because this did come out reversed. And we have this Nine of Swords. Something in your mind might be telling you not to open up to this reflective, deep, honing back to something really ancient within yourself. And it may even be causing you to want to numb and I feel like you're being guided, if this is your reading, to cleanse, to stay clean in the mind, clean in the energy, not to intoxicate yourself, not to numb this out, to feel this, to go towards this calling, this thing that's being shown to you loudly, clearly. That's what I'm getting. It says, in the direction of your dreams and desires is effortlessly supported by all divine helpers in the unseen realms. 39 with this me talks. In order to get here to this courage, this strength, you have to put yourself kind of through it, which means you're going to have to release a lot of things and repair some things here. Eliminate toxic thinking, repairing the body, mind, and spirit, cleaning house. It's time for cleaning your proverbial house. Get rid of the thoughts and personal judgments, poisoning your mind. Now, there's some kind of judgment or something that you could be experiencing right now that's causing a lot of turmoil because it's something you're seeing, and you may want to initially just judge it and say, no, like, not see yourself in it. That's the thing, like, not see yourself as a part of it, but you are a part of it. You need to eliminate that way of thinking. It's poisoning your mind. Eliminate inauthentic beliefs of others you've adopted as your own. If somebody's told you you were anything, and we see this all throughout history, like all throughout every important book ever taught to us, the minimization of us and our strength and our power, even our truth of where we came from is being revealed to us. We just need to not be afraid of it. We need to embrace it, because it's calling us back home. That's what I'm feeling. This is crazy. This is a big energy. I always say crazy, not crazy, you guys, because this isn't the first or last time I'm going to get messages like this. But they are powerful when they come in with this really strong, what we've been taught is like a religious kind of vibe or context. But it's not really just about, it's not about the religion. It's about where it comes from. There's something big here. Me Talks appears as a warning that you can no longer postpone self-care and pampering you long for. The time is now. Do healthy maintenance on your body before you have to make repairs. Oh my gosh, this has been a message, you guys. It's like the 11th hour. This came through yesterday in a personal reading I was doing. And that person actually has Aries profoundly in their chart too. So I do want to say that this 11th hour energy, I went down the rabbit hole on it, and I think it's in Matthew something, and it's not just that. Also, 11:11, we got the World War I ended, and on the 11th hour, they were, there's that silence. There's that silence right before dropping your weapon and dropping your defenses and surrendering to this knowing that it's your turn to do the work, or it's your turn to, do the work, the me talks, to release the untrue, to stop with the judgments, to move forward with truth and courage, and know that you're looking at yourself and you're heading back to a place that's home. But there's that's way far out, you guys. I'm not saying it's but this is part of the process we're going through. I think collectively, it says, do the healthy maintenance before it's too late. Me Talks has come to caution you that it is not too late, but you are at an 11th hour. Do not deprive yourself of the health you deserve. Take care of yourselves right now, you guys. There is something here that's been coming through about doing this work and how it causes people a lot of anxiety. And you know how us humans handle our anxiety and our fears and our all that. We tend to want to numb it. We tend to want to run away from it. We tend to not want to look at it, because we see it's not all one or another, but yet we are both, and we're to embrace both this. It's very, that duality, it's strong, okay, you guys? So I'm getting very, very strong energy with this reading. We're going to get 2 of these. And we got Maitreya and healing under the Me Talks, and Maitreya under the divine feminine and the sun. Something being shown to us about our true birth, our mother, our mother. something being shown to us through this feminine energy. And it takes a lot of strength and courage in recognizing, like, these two, this innocence and this, like, kind of primal energy with this really human mix. It's together. But there's like a resisting of wanting to recognize this or see this. It's very interesting. Then we got the gateway here on the bottom. It's really time to be mindful and resourceful, and not only see things from a higher perspective, but also from the lower perspective. I'm getting that from both sides. And it will help release your anxiety about it. Oh, this is crazy because, okay, this is going to be kind of long, but okay, so one of the first stories in Genesis that comes up is the story of Cain and Abel. And when Cain brings the Lord his plants, basically, and Abel gives the Lord his best sheep or his best animals, Cain doesn't get the external kind of validation he wants from God about his offering. Yet the Lord sees value in Abel's offering. Now, whether or not this was in Cain, and he just felt that way because he felt inferior, he felt less than his brother. There was a deep-seated inferiority, not feeling as good or as strong or as worthy as his brother. And when God says, why the long face? Cain doesn't really say anything, at least not in the text I'm reading. And he holds it in. He keeps it to himself. But it's brewing. It's still there. This feeling of inferiority. This feeling of not being as good as his little brother, Not having, it's deep-seated inferiority and a need for external validation that's actually the sin in that story. It's actually the root of why he kills his brother, which is a real crime and but it was rooted from the real crime, which is feeling like you're unworthy or feeling like you're inferior, not good enough. It's taking us back to a place where we recognize we're in this cosmic womb being rebirthed. I'm going to read the Maitreya and the healing, but this is very deep reading, guys. You have been on this earth many times, and you shall return many more to come. From each lifetime, you keep the most precious experiences, the ones that have made you the beautiful soul you are. You have witnessed humanity's unfolding and experienced all there is. Your mother in this life may have been your daughter in another. You may one day be your child's child. You have experienced poverty and wealth, happiness and sadness, sickness and health, and through it all, you have, in essence, stayed the same. Life is an endless cycle, and you are the soul's endless unfoldment. We just keep becoming and becoming and re-becoming and becoming more and becoming closer and more in alignment with what we and who we are, what we are. And we're spirit. We are a piece of the greatest of the great, God, the huge, the infinite, the universe. And has this, we get this feeling about it, and I don't quite understand why we have that feeling, but it's there nonetheless. And it's there to guide us back. It's there to guide us to the truth, to like the cosmic mother, it's interesting. Life is an endless cycle, and you are the soul's endless unfoldment. Millions of earth years have passed, and many more millions will come. What will the future be like, and what shall it bring? Perhaps we will all see things differently. Perhaps we can start now. Is not everyone and everything worth loving? Are we not all, in essence, of the same family? This is very interesting. This is coming through so much, and if you only knew what I've been going through this morning, rabbit holing, channeling, this is profound, you guys. I'm going to go to the 29, the healing. This is the healing of the past. These past stories, these past things we've judged and misconceived as not being a part of us, but it is. It's all a part of us. Peace. Accept life as it brings peace and healing. You can start to heal yourself and our planet through acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up on improving things. It simply means acknowledging there may be a higher purpose, even though we do not see it. Peace is possible now, in whatever your circumstance. Peace will never be any more or less possible than it is now. Life will continue its course, driven by will higher than our own. Little we do will ever change that. Little we do will ever change that. And yet, when we change our perception of our circumstances and surroundings, it makes a difference. Hope and fear cannot occupy the same place and invite one to stay. Okay, so this does go really, really profoundly with what I've been going down and into this morning. So like I said with the Cain story, and, and I'm not, if you're not a Bible person, that's fine. I don't go to church, but I study everything. I look at everything I can in my little human time span that I have. I work hard on connections and seeing things that are connected. And this is definitely connected to what I've been going in this morning about. It was the way Cain saw himself that was the real sin. And this was a profound epiphany I had during this channeling, this download, whatever this is. I can't fully explain it, but it was just profoundly clear that once the Lord or God or whoever this being is that is speaking to Cain, because I do believe in extraterrestrial, and I believe that I believe genetics and stuff like that have been are a part of our existence today. So that's my belief, and it's not everybody's belief, but there is definitely a almighty energy here, and it's feeling like that energy realizing, oh, there's like this feeling here, there's these feelings here that make this person, this being, feel inferior, feel scared, feel small. And actually that's the feeling that causes the backlash. That's what we're trying to heal, you guys, so that there is no backlash to anybody or anything. Everything happens for a reason, and we need to have faith in that. We should have faith in that. It doesn't mean we do. It doesn't mean everybody does. But it's coming through really strong to have faith in this. Faith and understanding in these different stories, different energies coming together as you are. And being okay with what we have to offer and what we have to give. Not doubting that what we have to give is worthy. It's worthy of love. It's worthy of understanding, and it's worthy of listening to. And that means to the Almighty, which is everybody and everything in the universe. This is what I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead and get one of these, you guys. This is really profound. This healing process, this turtle, we're journeying back to there's a complete healing, especially of the feminine. I'm feeling that in this message. This feminine energy, wisdom, knowledge. The feminine is the intelligence and the knowledge and the kind of intelligent substance of the universe, while the masculine is the will and the manifestation of it. So we have that. We have them both, and I've been reading a book called Shine Forth, and it's completely, it's intense because it just really gets into the cosmic, the soul's purpose. I think he calls it the monad, and it's like constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly moving, and it takes the feminine and the masculine to manifest that new reality. We got courage arrives when you step over fear, and that is right under the strength card, you guys. This is how I'm laying out the cards, just so you guys can see. And then of course we got your guys' cards like right over there, and so just so you guys know, there is these are falling right under these cards. So the courage arrives when you step over fear. I'm going to read that. but this is stepping over the fear of you being the other, or the other being you. It's becoming one whole. This goes for masculine, feminine, light, dark, all of it, you guys. This is duality coming together. Is it duality? Is that the word I'm looking for? You know, like polarity. Yeah, like two polar opposite things, seemingly with, very different functions of energy coming together to form a union. But we're healing something here. We're detoxing from what we've been shown and taught for many, 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 many centuries, decades, eons, lifetimes. It's really been protecting the future. I love that. And I am going to read that too, because that, like, fetus energy is in there also. There's something here. And I'm going to read that. Courage arrives when you step over fear too. These are going to be a little bit longer because this is a bigger layout, you guys. But I knew these were going to be going deep. These are layered. We got the kind of what we're dealing with here. And then we got this energy that needs to happen right here. And then this is the undertone. What's really, really, really angelically pushing us to do all of this. Detoxing. This honing. This releasing. This contributing. All of this. This is really interesting. Courage arises when you step over fear. This is a fine line between cowardice and courage. And one step backwards or forwards can make a huge difference. The ascended masters in the higher spirit realms were courageous in their earthly lives, and they stood up for what they believed, no matter the consequence. When you truly believe in a cause, it's right to fight for it. And the real fight can never be lost or won. It can only be experienced. To fight for what is right is its own victory. You know inside that this is not a struggle, but another lesson. One that will allow you to experience another aspect of your nature. So walk tall and move forward. If there's something that's just being revealed, that, and this is up on the surface level here, if there's something being revealed about your family, maybe your own nature, maybe your family's contribution, your contribution, anything like that coming to mind, you guys, it's saying you need to go with what you believe. In what you believe, not what somebody else believes, not what you've been taught, and speak it. No matter what the ramifications for that are. We're going to go ahead and read this Dragon's Hoard. Protecting the future, legacy, and true riches. In the Dragon's Hoard, jewels and precious objects scatter the ground, while ancient scrolls inscribed with the wisdom. We got the tidy house underneath, clarity and organization. Something, a treasure, becoming very clear that you've carried, and maybe it's finally being revealed to you that, man, you got this connection back to this way back to something really, really profound. And this is your own inner magic. I feel that in this reading. The inner awareness of your connection to your spirituality, your soul's birth even. This also says, take gifts offered to you and dictate them to the well-being of all, beginning with your own. But beware, all that glitters is not gold. Select the precious treasures that will further your spiritual growth, and avoid the shiny objects that are empty and of real value. Know that the hoard does not belong to you. It belongs to our grandchildren. What is the inheritance that you wish to leave for tomorrow? What seeds are you planting that you will harvest in your old age when you are weary? What seeds will bear fruit after you are no longer here? The dragon guards the legacy of the future. All who come empty-handed, or to fill only their own pockets with gold, lie in a dusty heap of bones. You have been allowed entrance by virtue of your kindness, or your spiritual practice, or sheer luck. Consider, that's that 11th hour energy too. When I was going, it's like you're getting a chance or an opportunity. This was in the 11th hour in the Matthew. All these slaves are working to I believe they were harvesting, might have been a vineyard. I'm not sure what they were harvesting exactly, but they were doing the work, doing the work. And they were just tired, and an angel of the Lord, whatever, had come down and said, or just spoke to them and said, why are you stopping? Why are you standing still, not working? Why aren't you working? And they said, we're tired. Like, we've already done so much. And at that point, to get the job done, they just round up all of these workers and pay them the same cent, the same wage as these workers were getting paid. So it's like getting the same reward for just coming in and helping in the 11th hour because it needs done. So anybody in the 11th hour right now being called to your purpose, your reason why you're here, your spiritual birth, your rebirth, this is your opportunity to step forward and claim that. And still reap the same rewards as even people who have been working and doing the work. It's your turn to contribute. That's what I'm getting. Courage arises when you step over fear. You may have even perceived this work that you saw others doing as not. Maybe pointless, maybe meaningless. This is your chance and opportunity to see it's not meaningless and it's not pointless. And you're being called to help. You're being called to help. Bring this to light. Bring this sun energy to light. Take us back to this feminine energy. I feel like this is speaking to the masculine part of us all, as I have went down the rabbit hole all morning, and this has been a profound message. This is a time to be bold. Do not delay or overthink. Remember to bring an offering for the dragon, lest it believe you are its lunch. A simple prayer will do. I love that, because as I was saying, I was going down this rabbit hole, and Cain brings the offering and Abel brings the offering, but make sure it comes from your heart. Make sure you feel, I know what I'm bringing to the table, and I'm ready to bring that in whatever way it can contribute, whatever help I can offer, whatever I can offer, I'm bringing. So this could be a situation in your guys' life. Of course, I'm really deep into the spiritual stuff, so of course my readings come into that place. But if this is something in your life you're being called to contribute to, you may have to release some thoughts about maybe cleaning up, maybe putting yourself in a position of more worth and value than you have been, to really step into this power, to step into that fire and kind of burn away all that does not make you strong. Burn away the weaknesses, burn away the fears. Because courage arrives when you step over fear. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead, you guys, and go ahead and get... Wow. These readings sometimes just get really, really intense, you guys. Oh, there it is. Discipline. Trying, working hard to get through these fears, these anxieties, maybe releasing some thoughts, some guilt, some shames, taking your power back away from the stories. Inspiration, the sky is the limit. Mentally stimulated, motivated towards action. Sudden flash of creativity. Eloquence, you must answer the devil in his own language. This is one of my favorite cards out of this deck, because we have to recognize that we speak that language and that we can tell it to back off. And when we can do that with the power of our light and the same fierce courage and power that this energy, this fear energy, this energy has, we have that same energy, and we can fight back against it. We can fight back against doubt and fear and lack of faith. All is in motion, nothing stays still. I love it. Okay, gratitude. Who thanks for little won't want much. So be grateful for everything you have, you guys. Discipline, inspiration, and eloquence. Graceful communication, speaking and inspiring, practicing, working on this, working on this. We got Kundalini Shakti that came out. And this is interesting because we got that masculine and that feminine energy in this card. This is that intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, the knowing, trying to influence this masculine energy in us to do something about it, to make something happen, to change something, to shift reality. And the masculine energy can do that. The feminine energy knows that. So if that makes sense. Significant inner shifts are taking place. Energies are beginning to move in new ways. You may feel that resolution is hard to pin down at this time. Lean into unfamiliar territory with boldness tempered by patience. That temperance card on the bottom here, be patient and see things from both sides and just observe and kind of step through those fears and definitely cleanse here, you guys. You will become capable of many things on many levels that you were not capable of accomplishing previously. You shall arise, and a fresh path is signified. I love that, you guys. Whew, all right. So that is that reading, you guys. Wow, I really just want to keep pulling cards because this feels so collective. It doesn't just feel like... but if I think about it, what is in Aries right now? Chiron, that wounded healer. The self. No wonder why this is such a profound energy right now. Because we have a lot of woundings about who we are as a human, as a being. We don't even know, do we? We're like, oh my gosh, who am I? What do I do? What am I doing here? All those wounds, you guys, we're trying to heal about who we are, what our purpose is, what our contribution is. And find that. And we find that through trust, faith, power, taking our power away from things that have been toxic to our minds, to our bodies, to our spirits, and we reclaim our value, we reclaim our worth, and we reclaim our treasure, the treasure that is ours to claim. That is powerful. But we do this with grace and gratitude, and we are thankful that we can see this. We can understand this if you want to. Of course, if you don't want to, you won't. That's just the truth. So let's see what's on the bottom here. Listen to the voice within when it persists. This was also in that other reading for the personal I did yesterday. And I can tell you right now, it won't leave you alone until you speak your truth, move forward, and recognize there is harsh judgments that need released. These could be judgments you've made because you've been taught to make those judgments. Our conditioning is very... And it doesn't mean all conditioning is bad, you guys. We are conditioned in good ways, too. But we are also conditioned in ways that are dividing. You know, what we need to understand the bigger picture. There's just something really big here in this reading, you guys. So... as always, oh, you know what? Actually, before I close this up, let's get a surrender card. Okay, let's get a surrender card. Aha. Surrender to spirit. I love that. And surrender to miracles. I love this. Okay. It has that bright sun in the background, too. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. Once you've said your piece, done what you needed to do, said what you needed to say, worked on what you feel you can work on, I'll let it go. Let the divine take over. Have that trust, have that faith in the fact that there's many energies working together right now. You may not just see it. You may not understand how anything is going to come together, but it is. I do feel that. All right, guys. So that is your guys' reading. I hope it helped somebody. That was a really big reading. So, as always, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later.